Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome to Celtic Connection. I'd like to show you a little of my wee shop. We've got lots more, but right here there's a little bit of Celtic-y stuff behind us. But why I'm here today is to talk about Brigid. Brigid, the goddess, or Brigid the saint, and both of them we'll talk about. I always wondered why the goddess and why the saint. And I'd read a lot about Kildare and the Brigidine nuns and the eternal flame, but it wasn't until I found Ella Young wrote a book called Celtic Wonder Tales and published it in 1910. I look at that as the original Celtic creation story. Brigid heard the earth sing and dream of beauty, and she said, "Angus, let's go down and check it out." I said, "I'm not going down there, it's all scary and monsters." And Tuatha said, "I will go down with my sword of light." And so he started throwing it into the abyss, and the colors started to form and change. And then Brigid put her mantle down and formed Isle of Destiny, which is Ireland. Blah, 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 blah. We honor St. Brigid, and we call it Imbolc, and that means the first milking. So the Celts look at February 1st as the first day of spring. And the Celts also like to have their celebrations last for 3 days. I don't know why they're such partiers, but they are. So they would start their day the night before at sundown. So on Friday night you would start, if it was on Friday, partying. And then on February 1st, you would continue, and then on to February 2nd. Ella Young wrote the Celtic Wonder Tales. I transcribed the old Irish stories. In 1910 she published it. They're really thick because when you do an actual translation, then she's going word for word kind of thing because she was a scholar. But you have to go into the story to understand the essence of the story, and it's very difficult to read sometimes, the Celtic Wonder Tales. But the stories in there, if you get through the translations and listen to your intuition, the stories are beautiful. And they are there. And same as in that Mabinogion. So don't let the scholarly part. There's a lot of authors that have written their versions of the Mabinogion and of the Celtic Wonder Tales too. So look to those. You can look on YouTube at other storytellers. And I made some cheat notes so I don't forget anything that's fascinating to me. This is why I do the video. Why do you do a video log, Mary? For fun. To leave for other people who are interested. So, Brigid is also known as the goddess who takes care of poets, healers, smiths, poetry, healing, smithcraft. And she also takes care of the dying, the weavers, and the brewers of the world. I told you about those Celts and partying. And I think I also mentioned already that she is married to Tuatha, one of the 4 Moravian kings, and their son Ruadhan. He was killed in battle, and some say that it was because of Brigid's sorrow that she was the one who began keening. If you don't know what keening is, it's really eerie, and it's a way to release emotion, I guess, when somebody passes, and that it's a way to release the sadness. And and she also had the Tuatha. Tuatha was this great wild boar of legend, and Tuatha was with Brigid. Now, when you read the Mabinogion later, those are the Welsh stories that were written down 1,000 years ago. That was when first King Arthur stories were mentioned, and Tuatha, it was King Arthur's dog, and what was his name? Cabal. Cabal killed Brigid's Tuatha in the legends that were written down in the Mabinogion. Back to Brigid though, she was known for her oxen, Fea and Min, and then also for cattle and boars. Oh, and her name actually means light bringer. So that was it. Light bringer or fiery arrow. Our beautiful Brigid. So remember, let's remember and celebrate Brigid the goddess and Brigid, Saint Brigid. They're both have great stories behind them, and now you can check into them. I just want to inspire you to know about Brigid and Brigid.